I finished. I finished.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Sequoia from 7 a.m. and I am super excited about who we have on today. If you guys don't know who this is, you are about to find out. We are on with Dee-1, who has the hit viral single right now.
I finished paying Sallie Mae back. I finished paying Sallie Mae back.
So tell me, how did this single come about?
Well, I'm a college graduate, and I'm a proud college graduate. And while I was in school, I had to take out student loans. When I first graduated, I became a middle school math teacher, and I was paying my loans back slowly but surely. I was making the minimum payment every month.
Okay.
Finally, I signed a record deal, and when I signed my record deal, instead of buying a new car or buying jewelry and all that stuff, like I'm not a jewelry person. Like, all this stuff, this was given to me. These are gifts, you know what I mean? I didn't see a need to go spend thousands of dollars on this stuff.
I love it.
I chose to use a chunk of my money to finish paying Sallie Mae back, my student loan. Once I paid them back, it clicked to me. I was like, this would be a fun song to make a song about paying Sallie Mae back. Yeah, real talk.
So how long did it take you to get your deal? Because I know that you started rapping while you were in high school and in college. So how long did that process take for you to go from like being the mixtape dude to like sign to a record label?
Right. So I didn't start rapping until like the middle of college. So I got a late start compared to most people. You know what I mean? I was in like my sophomore, junior year of college when I started rapping. And it took me, from the time I first picked up the pen and the pad, it took me a good 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, about 7 years. So it feels like a long time, but when I listen to other people's stories, I'm like, some people had to work for 12 and 13
Right.
years. So
Right.
I think my process has been a little quicker than some others, you know.
It's been dope to watch. So when you knew that, okay, I signed this record deal, I see this money, this woman keeps calling me, or you keep getting this number calling you off the hook, you were like, all right, I'm taking this money. How much money did you have to take to pay that off? Like, how much did you have in student loans?
So the amount that I had in student loans isn't something that I have revealed to anyone, because what I realized is when the song started blowing up, there were some people who were like, nah, man, you don't owe as much as me, so your struggle ain't real. And my thing is like, what you mean? My struggle is definitely
Right.
Trust me, like, I'm not talking about no $1,500, $2,000.
Right, right.
Like, I had to take a chunk of my advance, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so my thing is like, I'm not here to compare who owes more money. You know, I'm here to make an anthem for everyone who is excited about finishing paying them
I
off.
love it.
Towards it, yeah. So
I love it. Yes. So, I mean, we know you went to LSU, so it wasn't cheap. Whatever it was, you had to get it done, right?
Yeah,
And I think regardless, you want to get out of debt. Like, people don't want to be stuck in debt. So even if it is $5, $10, get out of it, whatever it is, right?
Get out of debt, whatever it is. And I'm here to really preach financial freedom, financial independence, and financial responsibility to my generation, because
I love that.
A lot of rappers don't talk about that. We talk about all the wrong things to go spend our money on. And meanwhile,
Right.
you have a lot of people, as soon as they get money, they don't understand that if you don't handle this responsibly, you're going to be broke.
Right.
And you got it, you know? So I'm trying to use my platform for something more, more healthy for the mind and the spirit, as far as what I'm telling people to do with their money.
I love that. So what do you think somebody who is in debt currently can do to get out of that? Like, what do you recommend?
Okay, so if you're currently in debt, the thing is, you have to live below your means in order to pay that off, because the way the system is set up is they want you to live, like they want you to push the limit as far as how much your expenses are versus how much you make. Therefore, you can only make minimum payments. Therefore, they optimize the amount of interest that they can get from you. So you took out this much of a loan, but you end up paying back this much because the interest rate has inflated over time.
Right.
With that being said, if you live below your means, you can you can allow a portion of your income, a larger portion, to go towards knocking this debt out. Or even better, if you live below your means, you can actually like you can actually decrease the amount of debt you have in the first place, because sometimes you can't avoid student loans. That's understandable. You're
Right.
18, 19 years old. But as you get older and older, there's different purchases that we make as adults that if we live below our means a little more, we wouldn't have to finance so much, stuff that we do now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Like,
So
I don't see why you need a credit card for a store in the mall, like a Macy's or something. Like you should be able to fully purchase whatever you go and buy from the mall. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to have a credit card that really you can't foot the whole bill for all these clothes you done bought this month, but you know they'll give you a line of credit. It's like I just like buying something knowing I have that money sitting in the bank.
right. What do you think about traditional education? Do you think that it's because we've been taught to go to college, graduate, get a job, like what do you think about that pathway?
So that pathway is for some people. Not everybody is an entrepreneur. Not everybody is doing what me and you are doing.
Right.
And people don't like to hear that because everybody wants to feel like, man, I'm a business owner. I'm a free thinker. I can't work a 9 to 5. Da da da. I hear you, but not everybody is about this life that we
Right.
get.
Right.
You actually work more when you work for yourself.
I agree.
So with that being said, I would tell people that education and going through the system and getting a job, that's cool for some people, but you have to understand that it's all a hustle. The people who you work for are exploiting your talents and your time a lot of times. If you're okay with that, then just understand it, understand your role in the bigger picture, and go and move on with your life. But for other people who don't want that same life path, that same just feeling like a robot doing the same thing every day, is very monotonous. Um, I would still recommend like going to college helped me become a better entrepreneur and businessman. Why? Because I studied marketing in college.
Right.
I
Okay.
got a degree in business marketing. It's helping me with what I'm doing currently right now.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I'm all for education. I think you know what I'm for more than education. I'm
Mhm.
all for being in touch with what your purpose is, which is and you can only be in touch with that through having a relationship with God. I feel
Mhm.
because sometimes your purpose is bigger than just the salary that's attached to a career,
Right.
and
Right.
and, and that's not something they teach you at a career fair. Is what your purpose is.
Right. How do you think you found your purpose?
I found my purpose. Oh, definitely by being connected to God, which is who is the true source of all my wisdom and all of my knowledge. During my college years, actually, I went through a low period, a very very low period where everything around me was falling apart. From my relationship with my girlfriend to New Orleans. A few years earlier, I had gotten hit by Hurricane Katrina,
Mhm.
uh, wiped my whole city out. To my best friend got murdered.
Wow.
Um, there's a lot of things happening, and the only thing around me that didn't leave, I feel, or betray me was God. And once I started to realize what it meant to have a relationship with God, um, as opposed to verbally, proclaiming that I love God, but it's different
Mhm.
to love something and to have a relationship with it. So
Right.
once I started having more of a relationship with God, I started to learn from everything that was going on around me, you know, how these occurrences and these events were meant to like shape the man I am, so I could fulfill my purpose. I started to see why we were even created. Like,
Mm.
yo, like we didn't create ourselves. We weren't, just automatically put here. We were put here by God. So if God put us here, what would He want us to be doing with our lives and with our little limited time on this earth?
Right.
And then when I started to think about life like that, it started to shape the type of careers I wanted to have. I wanted to do something that would directly impact people. I didn't want to work for some random company marketing some random product that
Right.
I didn't care about. I wanted to work with people. You know,
Right.
that's why I became a teacher. That's why I became a rapper. Then it's like, if I work with people, what impact do I want to have on people? That's what shapes the type of music I make, because I want to have the type of impact that is going to inspire and motivate other people to feel this feeling I feel, which
Right.
I'm really living out my purpose. And there's no better feeling in life than that, you know?
I love it. I love it so much. What do you think about investing? So, in terms of like you said, we have a special kind of niche in our minds, right? We can be entrepreneurs, we can go out, we can kind of explore the world as free thinkers and like get stuff done, but everybody doesn't have that opportunity. But the people who actually do end up working those 9 to 5s, what do you think about like investing and like getting stocks or like shares or like building your wealth that way?
When it comes to investing, I think that that's the smartest thing you can do, because now you're setting yourself up to be a double threat. You're not
Right.
just an employee. You're not just a person receiving a salary or something. You know, now you're setting yourself up to be a boss, to be a power move maker. You know, and I think you have to, just like any industry though, you have to learn the game. You don't want to go
Right.
and invest blindly.
Right.
You know, you want to learn about what you're investing in. A lot of my friends play in the NFL and the NBA. As soon as they get a lot of money, it's like, yeah, I could help bankroll and fund my homeboy's record label that he wants to start, or you know, my friends got a clothing line they want to start, and those are blind investments. You know what I mean? Like, you want to learn about the industry that you're trying to infiltrate with your money.
Right. I
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So what is next for you?
So what's next for me is the Sallie Mae song and video have been blowing up so big, honestly, and it's gone viral so much that I'm still like, I haven't even started pushing it really. You know, all I did was put the video out and it started blowing up.
That's
So
so
now
crazy.
I'm actually gonna start pushing it for a little while. You know, we're talking with a lot of companies. We're talking with a lot of colleges. I'm gonna be going on tour this spring. But we're pushing the single and the video for Sallie Mae.
I lived in Atlanta for 3 years, and like every time you're in the club is like super crunk, right? And you can totally hear the song being in the club.
Yeah.
Right?
Imagine everybody in the club getting hyped to Sallie Mae and your lungs back. Like
Exactly.
that's a blessing.
I love it. I love it.
I know that what I'm doing has never been done before, so I can't be afraid to take chances. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. I love it so much. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being with us this morning. I am so looking forward to everything else you have coming out, and we will definitely be supporting you over here at 7 a.m.
Thank you so much.
I finished paying Sallie Mae back.